Hi guys, welcome to the recap and review of Divorced Single Season 5 Episode 4. The last episode ended with Gyeowon checking that one of the ladies had a child and was taking care of it. So my guess was that he must have checked Sebom's, since he's newly interested in her. Keep in mind that these are my real-time reactions, so my opinions might change as things heat up. Now let's get into the drama. After Gyeowon got back to his seat, he checked his mood from the fortune book and was told not to be greedy. He laughed so hard. Actually, everyone did. Haekyung asked him if the reading was spot on and he replied, it was going to be that way. He used the word was, meaning he wanted to pursue more than one person before but his mind has changed. This further guarantees to me now that his mind is set on Sebom. Seo was next. She checked Jongkyu's child info. He has a child and he's raising him or her. And her reaction was sort of surprising to me because she looked a little pissed by the time she got back to her seat. It's shocking to me that she might not like a man that has kids because she carries herself really well. She gives off those strong capable vibes, like she might have kids of her own as well. I could be reading her wrong though. She didn't check the fortune book unlike the others, maybe it was edited out, we can't really tell. Then it was Gyeodok's turn in the secret room. He said he is interested in chatting with Haekyung at least once but he is more interested in Sujin because she is a warm-hearted person. He checked Sujin's and found out she's a social worker. He was more interested in whether her job would allow her to relocate easily. His expression after checking was so cute. He started whistling, walking down the stairs like a CEO. He was so cool though, totally unbothered by how many kids she might have. I couldn't help but think, what a man. I really like Gyeodok. When he looked up the fortune book, it read, Face Reality. When asked if it was spot on, he said yes, that he'll stick to reality and that there was no huge change. When Sujin heard this, she was so happy, grinning like a child because her man just confirmed there were no huge changes. Next was Sujin, and no surprise there, she chose Gyeodok's info. But here's the kicker, she checked his health records because she genuinely cares about him and worried about his health. How sweet is that? These two seem like they're on the same page, not sweating the small stuff like checking for kids or age info. Talk about a perfect match. Then she gets back to her seat looking so happy and Gyeodok tells her to check the mood book. She opened it and laughed out loud, but guess who quickly took the book from her to read what it said? Yep, yo guessed it, it was Haekyung. She looked desperate and tired as they both read it out loud saying, create your own path. She also agreed it was accurate. Gyeodok's ears turned red immediately, clearly because she looked really happy about what she saw in the secret room. He's already seeing their potential as she's agreed to create a way to get to him based on my interpretation of the fortune. Haekyung and Sebom both agreed they were nervous while Minsang sat there eating with no care in the world, saying he has no choice but to accept the outcome. I really enjoyed the way he was flexing and smiling. Then the text came in. It was his turn to check a reveal. He checks Sebom's envelope and it says she has one kid and is raising it. Because he was concerned if the person he liked had kids, he immediately regretted his choice and became confused. If he had allowed his feelings for her to grow first without checking the info, he wouldn't have cared about this reveal. But still, I just feel like anyone going on a show like this should be ready for the other person to have kids. Why was he so sure she had no kids? I wonder what gave him that impression. When he returned to his seat, he was no longer the flexing confident man he was before entering the information room. Sebom handed him the book of fortunes, but he couldn't even meet her gaze. He opened the book, and it read, be open to other possibilities. The look on his face. Total shock. Then Gyeowon asked him if the fortune was accurate. He hesitated, but Sebom quickly jumped in, saying that the fortune wasn't that specific. She said the possibility wasn't saying approach someone else, it could be that it is saying try another approach with the person you like. At this point all he could do was rub on his nose and nod his head. His reaction actually may have made Sebum uncomfortable. If I were her, I would shift focus to Gyeowon immediately. If you can't accept her child, what's the point in dating? Next up is Haekyang. She decided not to check anyone's info. She's a strange character indeed. She didn't want to make things more difficult for herself, which I'm guessing means she's avoiding finding out Gyeodok's age. Then she opened the Book of Fortunes and it told her to believe in herself. The look she had on her face after reading that was powerful. It's like she feels re-energized that things will work out for her if she can believe in herself. Sebum went next. She checked someone's info but they didn't reveal who she checked. I'm guessing she probably checked Minsang's child info and found out he doesn't have kids. I think she might be more curious if he had kids because of his reaction after learning about her situation, and this is strictly my opinion and not what was shown on screen. She returned to her seat full of smiles and we didn't get to see her read her fortune in the book. Finally, it was Jongkyu's turn, and of course, he chose Sea's info. He checked her occupation. Found out she's a spinal exercise instructor. He was excited that she had a good job. Although Seo looked uneasy after checking he had a child, Jongkyu seemed unfazed by anything. It looks like he's willing to fight till the end to get Seo. Honestly, they seem to be already settled. They don't even look like a couple that will allow any love triangles or confusion, because they both effectively block others from coming close to their union at this point. Although this makes the show boring, I can respect that since it involves their true feelings and their future. Let's get back to Minsang. Honestly, his reaction to Sebum having a child was so disappointing as he kept sighing. He became a total mess, feeling confused about whether to give up on her or not. It's obvious he has no kids through his actions because he wouldn't have been this bothered if he did. He told Gyeodeok in the living room when they were alone that it wasn't the result he expected. But after they had returned to their rooms, he couldn't have a proper conversation with Gyeodeok anymore because he was so distracted. For the ladies, Haekyang mentioned to Sujin about how spot on the red book was when they got to their room. She said she's sure no one checked her info, and Sujin agreed that hers too may not have been checked. When Sujin asked if she had anyone in mind, she said that she does but downplayed it as nothing big yet. Then Sujin made it clear that Gyeodeok is the only one she's interested in. Haekyang too played along and said, "Yeah, you spoke to him only on the first day, right?" She said yes, then she says, "Oh, he also got you the ring, right?" Then Sujin happily responded, "Yes." The insane part of this is that you can clearly see the desperation, fear and jealousy in Haekyang's eyes. How Sujin was able to laugh happily in that moment still baffles me because you can tell Haekyang wasn't trying to show all her cards, she sees her as a rival that she needs to beat. Honestly, I can sense a storm brewing between these two. The battle for Gyeodok's heart won't be easy. I've really grown to love Sujin's personality, but Haekyang's awkward charm caught my attention first. Whoever Gyeodok chooses, I hope it's the right match for him. Thanks for watching. The second part of this episode will be uploaded soon, so stay tuned. In the meantime, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, comment, and share.